Welcome to the Metal Prognosis. My name is Lee, and on today's Pedal to the Metal, we are looking at another Moen Distortion pedal. Excuse me while I just get this out. And this one is the Dragon Roar by Moen. It's hard to see the writing there. We've got volume, drive, mid, and high. So that's interesting. So like all our Pedal to the Metal videos, we'll put this under the spotlight and make this do as much work as it possibly can to see how it sounds when put to the test. We'll put a little camera to this, dial in a tone together, and I'll talk through my thoughts while I'm doing it. Then we'll do a bit of a jam. So we'll add 2 guitars, some bass and drums, and see how it sounds in the mix, and then hear it sound that same isolated, and we'll have a chat about it afterwards. So this has got a really cool artwork on it too. The Dragon Roar. So, let's get into it and see how this Dragon Roar sounds. Now we have everything set up ready to go. Let's grab a little Jackson here. Like all my Pedal to the Metal videos, this is what it sounds like clean. But no one cares about clean. We're here for the distortion. So let's get straight to the pedal then. All right, so we've got the light, which means it's engaged, which is pretty cool. So we've got mids, highs, no lows to roll off, which is interesting. Volume and drive. So let's just see firstly with the, I'll leave the volume at there and see if there's any characteristic changes. All right, so I've got a drop in volume, so I'll crank it up a bit. So straight off the bat, it doesn't give that much, but that's okay. Let's see how it sounds like. I'll give myself a little bit more volume. Let's see how it sounds pushing the gain a bit. Not too bad. Crank it. All right, so now it's starting to sound a little bit broken up with the sound, which is understandable because we've got it cranked. I think it's sounding really good about halfway. Yeah, I think I might kind of work around this now to see how it sounds. So let's check out the mids. that. Let's hear how the high sounds. Yeah, that's sounding pretty decent already, just as it is. It's kind of thrown me a bit because there's no low to actually take out, but you actually don't need to. It's not overbearing with bottom dynamics, so when I do like the palm muting, it doesn't, it's not overbearing with too much bass resonance there. Because normally when you push the gain, you've got to dial back a bit of the bass. Otherwise it's just too overbearing. But we don't have this at all. And having the mids kind of cleans it up a bit. And I feel like I'm really keen to hear it's going to sound like in the mix actually, because it kind of homes in more on the guitar frequencies that work out really well. But we're going to find that out in a moment when we do the band mix and put it together with bass and drums to see how it actually fits in. But I'm actually not minding this sound just as it is. And it's pretty tight too, so there's still got a little bit of aggression there, but when you do the stop-start, it's still very clean and still very clear, which is good. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Don't mind at all. So I'm going to take a little bit of a step away from the camera, leave these settings as they are, and see what I'm kind of inspired to compose and put together. So I'll come back and record that and put it in the Brady Bunch format with all the different takes and the different windows, and then we'll have our final thoughts about it afterwards. So sit back, relax, enjoy the tune, and we'll share our thoughts on the other side. time for my final thoughts on the Moen Dragon Roar Distortion pedal. So I'll just quickly go through all the different knobs here. So volume, I felt like we really did need to push it pretty high before it started to add its characteristics to the sound. So when we had it just at high noon or straight up at 12 o'clock, it didn't really give anything. It seemed like it was just a straight, maybe like a bypass. Not that it was a bypass, but that's the sound and the feeling I got from it. So pushing it up high did definitely help bring its characteristics to life. The drive, or the gain, was really cool. As soon as you started to dial a little bit, then its characteristics really started to shine and started to come through. Pushing it too hard though, definitely broke up the sound, which is kind of not a bad thing, because if you had a, maybe a Fender Strat or something that didn't have as good pickups or as driving pickups, you could definitely utilize this to give you more oomph out of your setup that you got. So it's definitely not a negative that the sound breaks up when you do push it high. That's just pushing it, pushing things hot. I found it very interesting that mids and the high different options for here without a low. So normally with the lows, I like to dial them back a little bit. And with this, I didn't have that option. It's not on here. But I also felt like I didn't need it. So it's really well done what they've done with the different frequency responses with these knobs. Not sure what frequencies they are messing with, and I can't really be bothered putting through an analyst and getting all nerdy with it, because at the end of the day, you plug it in and it sounds how it sounds. And that's all that really matters. And you don't want to get deterred too much by what you see compared to what you're hearing. So going off what we were hearing, I really liked it. So I really got to push the mids and the highs a little bit more, which for my guitar distortion, it definitely dried out my distortion a little bit more, but I had a funny feeling that when I added it to the mix, it would all make it better. So in the mix, doubling up on the guitar straight away and panning extreme left to right helped bring the dynamics alive. So I didn't feel like I was missing that bottom end at all. So yeah, isolated, sounded a little bit dry. In a band mix, sounded really, really decent. And it didn't delve into the bass frequency either. So I felt like the bass guitar had its chance to shine and do what it needs to do for the mix and for its part for the song. So that was really, really cool. And also in saying that, I'm curious to hear how this would actually sound on my 7th string in lower tuning. Because you do have a mid and high settings here, I wonder how that would sound in more lower tuning, if we can utilize that. Or it might not handle the lower tuning and it might just, break the sound up too prematurely. But I can only know by plugging it in and finding out. So yeah, I might have to do another video on that. So yeah, that's my conclusion of the Dragon Roar Distortion by Moen. And like all my videos, I'm definitely keen to know what your thoughts are, if you haven't already left them in the comments below. So how did you feel while I was dialing it in? Did you feel like when I pushed the drive too much that maybe it didn't break up as much as what I thought it was, and you thought it actually sounded better? Or do you agree with me on dialing it back did help improve the sound and control it? How did you feel with how I was dialing in the EQs here? Do you feel like I made it a little bit too dry by adding too much mids and high, or did you like the balance that I came up with? How did you feel with it in the mix? How did you feel about all of it? The artwork, the colour, the size? Let me know all of it, because I'm definitely keen to hear about it. I will also mention too, which I haven't done in a while actually, because it kind of just slipped off my radar. This is actually constructed really well. So it's a great metal casing, very strong. And the button, feels really nice, and how the knobs react when I'm turning it, I felt was very fluent and smooth, which is really good. But back to your thoughts. Definitely keen on what you think about this. So yeah, I think I'll do my sign off now. And also thank anyone that jumped on Facebook as well and had conversations there about different pedals and different gear that I've used and gears that you're keen to chat about and want me to try and get my hands on to use. It's really awesome having those conversations. And if you have commented in the past or it's your first time commenting, I definitely appreciate it. It's really cool, not only for me to have the conversation, but other people in this community to chime in and have a chat about it as well. So that is the Moen Dragon Roar Distortion under the spotlight. So in saying that, if this video is in the foreground or the background, I absolutely appreciate your company and really look forward to chatting with you again next time. And until next time, please stay safe.